All right, so in this video, I want to talk with you guys about how you are going to be able to have a more authentic expression of who you really are on YouTube. Because I know sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you come onto YouTube and you feel like you're being your natural, authentic self. But then when you really watch it back, it just doesn't feel natural to you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at this. I'm still getting better and better at the day at this. But there are some things, if you look back at my old videos that I recorded, they were a lot less like me than I necessarily felt at that time. So I want to help you guys by helping you understand how to get a little bit closer to who you naturally are on camera. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of ways that help me do that I feel can really help you guys out. So the first way is going to be scripting less and feeling what you're saying more. So when you first come onto YouTube, a lot of the times everybody's telling you that you have to have every single part of your video optimized, that you have to engage people every single 5 seconds in order to get them to watch and to get more views and subs. But the problem with that is that a lot of the times when you do that, you stop feeling what you're actually saying. If you script too much, you're focused on the words. You're focused on every little thing that you say in order to try to engage people. But if you do that, you stop feeling what the actual feeling is behind what you're saying. So when you're saying something to somebody in real life, you are feeling what you're saying. You understand the feelings. And something that I heard from Roger Love, who is a voice coach for a whole bunch of big celebrities, he said that people don't follow you word for word. They follow you feeling for feeling. So a good thing that you might want to do if you want to get a little bit more into this is just try to do some talking points that you can talk over. And what is the feeling that you want to convey with that talking point? What is the emotion that you want to convey with that talking point? And then allow that to kind of carry the talking point. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't really matter what you say necessarily. About 10% of what you say really matters, but more so, what is the tone? What is the feeling? What is the intention behind what you're saying? And once you start to get that down, you can give videos better because you're not just trying to focus on every single word you're saying. You're focused on trying to convey that feeling. And it's similar to how we can listen to a song. And sometimes we have no idea what the hell the words are saying. But if we can feel that song, we get connected to it because it conveys a feeling in us. So what is that song that you are singing with your videos? What is that feeling that you're conveying? The second thing you could do is focus on having more of a conversational flow. Now, this is pretty damn hard. This is something that is going to take time. And even some of the best YouTubers have not mastered this. So if you don't master it, do not feel bad. But what I thought is, you hear a lot of advice at the start of your YouTube where people just tell you, imagine that you're talking to somebody else. And in reality, that seems really damn easy. It seems simple. Okay, just imagine I'm talking to somebody I'm comfortable with. But what I realized is that when I did do that and when I was thinking about it, it would help me. But then I would think that I was good and I would think that I understood it. So I would stop thinking about it and I would go back to my natural ways of talking in a presenter mode or talking just unnaturally to myself. So what I realized for myself is that I have to always remind myself to do that. Always remind myself to be in a conversational flow. And it takes time and it's still a lot of work to be done for it on my side. But if we constantly remind ourselves, something that I saw or a graph that I saw, and it's the graph of building good habits and building good skills. And what it basically says is that you just have to do it and remind yourself of it consciously over and over and over again. Remind yourself of that habit that you want to master until it becomes unconscious, until you could do it without even thinking about it. So for building that conversational flow, it's going to take a lot of time. But if you can constantly remind yourself, every time I try to record a video, I try to think about that because I'm trying to build it into a habit. And I might get it for like half of the video and then the second half is just completely off. It just sounds not the same. But if I can constantly remind myself of it, eventually it'll become unconscious. And we will be able to connect better with our audience if we can have that conversational flow. And a lot of people have not mastered it. So if you take the time to focus on building this and to focus on getting it to mastery, even though it's going to take time, as you start to build it, you're going to connect better and better with your audience. And I really hope that you're able to do that because I know your audience wants to see you. Your audience wants to see what personality you have. And we just have to do a good job of bringing that out for them. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope that this helps you get better at becoming more natural and bringing your authentic self on camera.